This is a quick tutorial on the audio setup of Ableton and how to create basic click tracks. First, let's open up our program. First thing we want to do is make sure that our computer and our interface are communicating properly. Let's open up Preferences, Command, comma. First thing we need to check is that our the Ableton has selected the proper interface. So we're using a PreSonus Fire Studio. This is a drop-down menu. You can select any that you may have there. So let's select PreSonus. Then we're going to make sure that our channel configuration, that we have all of our outputs and inputs, well, in this case, just outputs selected properly. We want to make sure that all of those are utilized. You can use multiple mono for multiple instrument sends, or stereo for loops or other applications. Go ahead and click OK. Exit our preferences. Next, we want to make sure that our inputs and outputs of Ableton are set properly. Go ahead and click this I/O button. We want to send our cue out, which is our metronome, to channel regularly. In a live setting, we'll do it to channel 3, but in this case, so that we can hear it, we'll leave it as outputs 1 and 2. Over here, you can send other sources to different say you have like cues you want to send to your band. We can go ahead and relabel that cues, and then we can send this to, let's just say, external output 4. Then if you have other auxiliary instruments, we'll just label this other. You can also send them to other outputs, whether in mono or in stereo. So let's just say this is stereo channels 5 and 6. Next, let's go ahead and create our set list. We're going to use a MIDI channel strip just for labeling purposes. Go ahead and rename this set list. This is by clicking on it and hitting Command R. We'll say set list, and color coding is good for keeping things in order, so we'll just make this a light green color. Next, we want to double click in this clip menu here to create our set list. And this is how we're going to create simple click tracks. So we double clicked, now hit Command R to rename. This is going to be Song 1. Enter. Next, we go over to the same horizontal clip. This is where we will input our BPM and time signature. Go ahead and Command R to rename it. We will make this 120 BPM, and we're going to do this in 4/4. Once this is fired, Ableton will begin the metronome at 120 beats per minute in 4/4. Just for example's sake, let's do 2 more songs. We double click this MIDI clip area, rename it Song 2. Repeat the process. We will make this 130 beats per minute in 3/4. And Song 3, double click, rename it, enter. And we will make this 140 beats per minute in 4/4. Next, what we want to do is make hotkeys for quick selection of our songs. The way that we do this is click the key button. Any area highlighted in orange can be mapped to any keys on the computer keyboard. Let's go ahead and make song number 1, the 1 button, number 2, 2 button, number 3, 3. You can make these letters, or really any keys on the keyboard button. Go ahead and click the key again to disengage. Now, as you'll see, we have 120 at 4/4. We want to make sure to engage our metronome button here by clicking on it. When it's yellow, it's engaged. When it's gray, it is disengaged. So when we click 1, it will fire our first song. You can hear the click there. 2 and 3. Notice these numbers changing. Song 1, Song 2, now in 3/4, and Song 3 in 4/4. Go ahead and put spacebar to stop. Another shortcut and a good trick to use is to label your metronome as a key on the keyboard. For example, if a keyboard player or drummer is firing the loops, this is very simple. Just click the key. You're going to click on the metronome button here, and let's just say M for metronome. Keep it simple. Disengage. Now when we click the letter M on the keyboard, it turns our metronome on and off. Now I want to show you how to utilize the master library function that we always use. For example, if you're playing in a band that repeats songs week to week, maybe in a worship setting, this is a good tool to have to just keep creating a library and building upon it. So let's select all of our songs by clicking on the first one, holding Shift, and clicking on the third. This will select all of them. We're going to drag this down. So let's say, for instance, week 1, we're doing songs 1 and song 3. So we're going to copy song 1, and we're going to paste it at the top. We're going to copy song 3, Command C, and we're going to paste it right under song 1. Now we have our set list for the day. And at the end of the day, it's super simple. Just highlight both, click delete, and there you go. You're back where you started. You want to make sure that you copy and paste these songs up to where your set is going to be instead of clicking and dragging. When we just drag it up here, say we finish our set, and then we go through and delete it, now this song is gone, and you have to start over. Command Z to undo. So this is a basic process of simple click tracks in Ableton and the master library process.